Welcome to Project HQ, where your success in project management begins. Are you ready to master project management? Our professional Scrum Master training equips you with agile expertise and hands-on Jira skills. Dive into real-world scenarios with us and step into the industry with confidence. Let's take a listen to our podcast, breaking down the key takeaways from a Scrum class.
All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're gonna be talking all about sprints.
Okay.
Which might sound a little bit athletic, maybe like track and field.
Right.
But really, it's a concept from the world of agile project management. And we're going to be taking a look at some excerpts from a training session led by Agile expert Toyin Papula.
Sounds good.
Who uses some really fantastic analogies and clear explanations to help us understand how we can use sprints to deliver value quickly and efficiently.
All right, let's do it.
So, the basic idea behind sprints is that instead of trying to tackle a huge project all at once, you break it down into these smaller, more manageable chunks, which are called sprints.
Yeah.
And these sprints typically last between 2 and 4 weeks, which creates kind of a rhythm for the team and helps them stay focused.
It's almost like a mini deadline, right?
Yeah. Papula compares it to building a house.
Okay.
You wouldn't try to build the entire house all at once, right?
Right.
You would focus on completing one room or one section.
One step at a time.
At a time.
Yeah.
So let's dig into who's involved in these sprints.
Okay, so we've got what we call the Scrum team.
Okay.
And that's made up of 3 key roles. You've got the product owner, who is basically like the visionary. They set the goals and the priorities. Then you've got the development team. And these are the actual builders, the designers, the coders who bring that vision to life. And then you've got the Scrum Master. And they're not really a manager in the traditional sense.
Right.
They're more like a coach or a facilitator, just making sure that the team stays focused and follows the rules of the game.
So what exactly happens within a sprint?
All right, so think of it as a cycle. You've got the planning phase, where the team decides what tasks they're going to tackle during the sprint. Then you've got the developing phase, where they actually get to work.
Right.
Then you've got testing, where they check if everything is working as expected. And then finally, adapting, where they make adjustments based on what they've learned.
So it's not just rigidly following a plan.
No, it's very dynamic. It's all about responding to feedback and making changes as you go.
And everything in a sprint is time-boxed.
Yes, exactly. So you set specific time limits for each activity.
So no more of those meetings that just drag on and on and on.
Exactly. That's the idea. To keep things efficient.
Now, to make this whole sprint cycle a little bit more relatable, Papula uses this fantastic analogy of a cooking competition.
Okay, I like where this is going.
So imagine a group of chefs working against the clock to create a delicious dish. The chefs are like the development team. The limited time is the sprint duration. And the dish they create is like the product increment or the piece of the project that they're delivering.
I see it.
So they plan out their recipe carefully. Then they get to work, chopping, sautéing, baking.
That's the development phase.
That's the development phase. They taste test along the way to make sure things are going well.
Like testing.
And then finally, they present their finished dish to the judges.
Which is like the demo.
Like a demo.
Yeah.
And then they get feedback from the judges.
Right, like the review phase.
The review phase.
Yeah.
Where the team gets feedback from the stakeholders.
And then they can reflect on how they did.
Exactly. And think about what worked well and what they could improve next time.
Exactly, like a sprint retrospective?
Yeah. So it's all about that continuous cycle of learning and refining and improving.
It is.
So we've talked about what sprints are, but why work this way?
Okay, so there are several key benefits. One of the biggest is focused delivery.
Okay.
By having these clear time frames, the team stays on target and they deliver tangible value regularly.
That makes sense.
You're not waiting months or even years to see results. You're getting real working pieces of the project delivered on a regular basis.
Right.
Which keeps everyone motivated and engaged.
And that's got to help with morale too, right?
Absolutely. When people feel like they're making progress, they're happier and more productive.
Another benefit is continuous improvement.
Yes. At the end of each sprint, the team holds what's called a retrospective. And this is a dedicated time to look back and figure out what went well, what could be better, and how they can adjust their approach for the next sprint.
Like built-in optimization.
Exactly. You're constantly learning and improving.
Could you give me an example of how a team might use a retrospective to address a challenge?
Sure. Let's say a team is noticing that communication breakdowns are causing delays.
Okay.
In the retrospective, they might decide to implement a daily stand-up meeting. where everyone quickly shares their progress and flags any potential blockers.
That's a great idea. So they can address issues early on before they snowball into bigger problems.
Exactly. And these frequent check-ins also increase visibility for everyone involved.
Okay.
Stakeholders get regular updates and demos so they can see the progress firsthand. And this transparency builds trust and helps keep everyone aligned on the project goals.
Now, how do sprints help with risk mitigation?
Well, by breaking the work down into smaller chunks, it allows you to identify and address risks much earlier. So let's say you're building a website and you discover a design flaw in the first sprint. You can adjust course quickly and avoid wasting time and money.
Makes sense. But if you only discover that flaw after months of work,
that's a much bigger problem.
Yeah. So it seems like sprints are a pretty powerful tool for getting things done.
They are. They really help teams be more predictable, efficient, and customer-centric.
And if any of these benefits particularly resonate with you, listener.
Yeah. We'd love to hear from you.
I think it's really interesting how this Agile concept, which was originally developed for software development, can actually be applied to all sorts of different areas.
Absolutely. It's really about adapting, iterating, and continuously improving.
What if we all approached our lives like an Agile project?
That's an interesting thought.
With clear goals and sprints.
Yeah.
And regular retrospectives. What would be the top priority for your next 2-week sprint? Let us know your thoughts on social media using the hashtag #MyLifeSprint. Until next time, keep those sprints going.
For information, contact us at info@projecthq.live or call +447 41 5879 219. Visit our website www.projecthq.live. Join Project HQ today and let's begin your path to project management excellence.